So there were some students, you guys know, South Africa. I've been doing shows about this lately. The black students are getting all worked up. Black Lives Matter movement is coming down there. And now there's been all these protests at universities. They want free this, free that. And they're in this whole phase of decolonization. Well, one of those things is they want to scrap white science.
Yeah, that's right.
Let's play the video of this gathering.
Remarkable stuff here, folks. So do enjoy.
It's going to be one of the coming questions. How do we even start to decolonize science? Because science is true because it is science. And, what can you do? And my response to that was, if I personally were committed to enforcing decolonization, science as a whole is a product of Western modernity, and the whole thing should be scratched off, especially in Africa. So if
then she needs to go back to her mud hut.
Solutions to how to decolonize science, we'd have to restart science from, an African perspective, from our perspective of how we've experienced science.
Voodoo black magic?
Yeah, I think they come up here, yeah.
Yeah, that is their perspective. That's what they think science is. I mean, what we was kings? I think not. I mean, what has Africa brought in terms of scientific discoveries?
Let's hear. I mean, definitely feel free to comment over it, but let's hear her out because it's a very interesting argument. I have quite a bit to say about this.
I had a question for all the science people. Is there's a place in KZN in Kabialingana, and they believe that through the magic, the black magic, we call it black magic, they call it witchcraft, others, that you are able to send a lightning to strike someone. So can you explain that scientifically? Because it is something that happens.
Here we go. This is hilarious. This
white
portion
kid
here
said, it's not true.
It must have been a white kid, I think, right?
I think so. It sounded like it.
It's
And
not
look,
true.
Shaniqua stands up right away.
So let's hear the explanation here, because this is interesting, right? I mean, this is just a complete disintegration of reason, logic, empiricals. We'll get to it. We'll get to it. Let's just let her talk here.
I need to address you directly. When we started this, we agreed on certain house rules.
So he's being reprimanded here for saying it's not true, right?
Well, she says it's a progressive space for people to say their opinions, but not if you're white.
That's right, yeah.
And by you doing that, you're disrespecting the sacredness of the space. And so I'd like to ask you to first please apologize to the panel directly. And then number two, understand the rules that we went by in this space.
In the space. Is this like damn American campus university SJW bullshit talks
in
that's
Africa
spreading to every part of the world?
Exactly. And it's just funny that they're going to have this conversation about decolonizing science.
That's right.
And it's pathetic. Well, they're surrounded by everything they use every day, even that building and that TV, the phone, your clothes, the clothes dye, the hair dye in your hair. Well, then go back to the mud hut and stop using any of that.
Listen to the argument.
Antagonizing space. And so what you're trying to do is collapse the space and make it antagonizing.
Collapse the space.
Which we will not allow. This is a progressive space for people to say their opinions. So I would like you to first
but not his opinion, though. See, that's the thing. So he voiced his opinion right there of it's not true. But that's not an opinion. That's like colonized science.
It's
right
white
there.
supremacy.
Yeah, exactly. That's just it.
And agree to abiding by the rules of the space. If you're not ready to do that, I please ask you to remove yourself from the space.
Okay, I'm very sorry to the panel.
And you agree to abide by the rules of the space. Thank you. Please carry on.
So I will finish. See, that very response is the reason why I am not in the science faculty, but Western modernity is the direct antagonistic factor to decolonization, because Western knowledge is totalizing. It is saying that it was Newton and only Newton who knew or saw an apple falling, and then out of nowhere decided that gravity existed and created.
See, we have to talk about this right when we have them right here on the spot here. So they think that empirical observations of reality is a white racist construct, right? That somehow, I mean, this is how delusional these people are. Again, this is the environment that the American, predominantly cultural Marxist environment has created.
Oh, yeah.
And so they think it's a lie because it came from white man, right? Yeah. So it's like it's a wicked remnant of colonization. Therefore, we have to destroy it. But I mean, again, if this was true, why did millions of other Africans pour into South Africa to reap the benefits of the white Afrikaner of what they had created.
And
right?
also, if it's all fake, we go to outer space and we build stuff. We build
but that's a conspiracy theory too.
We build amazing things that all these Africans flood into our countries who want now because of science.
I think it's interesting that she brings up black magic, to be honest, you know, like kind of.
That's how they really are. I've been deep into a village in Africa. I think I've said this before. We were the first group of first white people I've ever seen, and they were all about voodoo and visions and all that. Still very alive.
I mean, so she thinks that observation equates to deciding on the very physical laws of like reality itself. That's what's interesting, whether it's true or not, right? I mean, so this is in a Western and a Eurocentric way of thinking. Ergo, that equates to white supremacy, and it's wrong, right?
And we're talking about a place that didn't invent the wheel. So,
all right, let's listen to the rest there.
It's an equation, and that is it. For whether people knew Newton or not, or whether whatever happens in Western Africa, Northern Africa, the thing is, the only way to explain gravity is through Newton, who sat under a tree and saw an apple fall. So Western modernity is the problem that decolonization directly deals with, to say that we are going to decolonize by having knowledge that is produced by us, that speaks to us, and that is able to accommodate knowledge from our perspective.
Well, no one stopped them from doing that.
That's just it,
They've had all this time to do that. And what have they done? What have they figured out?
I mean, they will go deeper and deeper into this fantasy that they're living in, you know, an illusion, while believing, you know, that they are actually setting themselves free. I mean, these people could literally eventually, and this is true for anybody, to be honest, that's following this line of thinking, this university, college kind of, even the way she's talking of this, like, it's a specific cadence and way they deliver this bullshit. But anyway, I think that they could be living in a pile of shit eventually, and they will think in true, like, Orwellian fashion that has been received to them by torture, that, you know, 2 + 2 is 5, right? So they will believe this is good. We're liberated. We're free now, right? We're free from the constraints of civilization itself.
Well, you know, Africans do better without that, actually. I think that they do better in the bush and the mud huts, and maybe they'll be happier if they return back to that and we just stay out of it.
I mean, ultimately, this is why we shouldn't live together. I mean, when every perception, or let me say, when the very perception of reality, you know, any interpretation of reality is viewed through the filters of racial colonization and power advantages and these weird kind of structures that they see everywhere, then it's better to not be forced together and live together in this way, right? I mean, because, and she says Western knowledge is pathetic and, you know, all this kind of stuff. I mean, it's like, well, you wouldn't be in that classroom if it wasn't for Western knowledge.
She wouldn't be using all the things that she gets to use every day that makes her life easier without Western knowledge.
I know. Okay, she goes on a little
bit. So if you're saying that you disagree with her approach, it means that you are vested in the Western and Eurocentric way of understanding, which means you yourself still need to go back internally, decolonize your mind, come back and say, how can I relook at what I've been studying all these years? Because Western knowledge is very pathetic, to say the least. I, from a decolonized perspective, believe we can do more.
She's decolonized. She's decolonized. She's decolonized in the clothes and the clothes dye and the architectural building there and everything she's using. Even
that
the table,
damn chalkboard behind her.
I know, everything around her.
Is like Western science.
No, she's decolonized in her mind.
As knowledge producers, as people who are given the ability to reason or whatever is that people say we do when we think or rationalize. So decolonizing the science would mean doing away with it entirely and starting all over again to deal with how we respond to the environment and how we understand it. Thank you.
Thank you. Yeah, I mean, so I think it's good. I think they should start over.
Separate.
Right? Well,
separate
just break that bond of understanding to the empirical sciences, and let's see what happens.
Yeah,
right?
Exactly.
I mean, because it's not like it's not like this is on a philosophical level where she's talking about the inner functionings of like quantum mechanics, mathematics interpretations. You know, this is not what she's talking about. She's talking about the full-on like, can you observe that an apple falls to the ground?
Yeah.
That very interpretation in itself is wrong.
Yeah. I mean, wow.
Well, good luck to you and yours, you know?
Okay, yeah, if they feel that way, then, you know, stay away from our pathetic white science and our white countries. Go start your own country then and come up with your own sciences.
You know, Newton was white, and therefore it's wrong. You know, it's just wrong on that.
Well, meanwhile, there are some students that are protesting the university fees in Johannesburg. South Africa. Let's see how they're protesting.
So it's basically Black Lives Matter all over again down there.
Yeah, looting. Looting is protesting. I want everything for free. Give it to me, or I'll just go steal it and destroy stuff. I mean, this is crazy.
Yeah,
And no
it's
one does
crazy.
anything. It's just like
amazing.
monkeys cheering this whole crowd, you know. No one stops them. I mean, how is there even
Who would
businesses
stop
there
them?
anymore?
You know, who would stop them?
I'm amazed that businesses even function like when you deal with this kind of stuff, you know?
I think it's going to be just these things are just going to increasingly happen, and it's just going to be overwhelmed by this.
Yeah,
eventually.
Arthur Kemp is right. You know, the white people in South Africa and Africa in general need to get out because they don't have demographics on their side. They may be smarter and they may have guns and stuff, but demographically, they'll be doomed.
Yeah.
Once the hordes organize and come down, you know.
God, I mean, how's this going to end? You know. Anyway, it goes on from here, but.
And people just film. They don't stop. They don't say anything. They
No,
just,
again, who would do that? Right?
decolonize while I'm on my iPhone. Let's decolonize science in our countries, but I'm going to steal their shit.
Yeah, steal their bag or where was this? Do you know where that was? by the way?
Johannesburg. I've been there
okay.
before.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Was it a functioning town?
Yeah, it was. It was. You know, there
Yeah.
were some clean, nicer areas, but it's getting much sketchier now, all over the place. Africa, Zimbabwe,
It's a travesty, you know.
South
it's
Africa.
It's a disaster. It's a coming disaster demographically, and again, I mean, imagine the whole media has been turned against white people, and that's why there's so much anger and resentment.
Yeah, and it amazes me
against
when I
us.
hear about these liberal anti-whites in South Africa.
Yeah.
I don't even know. You know, it's Marxism.